In this third part of our series on how to manage difficult emotions, we're going to look at how we can manage when we cannot directly address the cause of the big emotion and we don't have any coping skills that can work, or maybe we're just in a situation where those specific coping skills aren't going to be effective, or we just can't use them. And with this, acceptance of the emotion is what can be incredibly helpful and powerful. And I don't mean acceptance in terms of, yep, it's fine, fantastic. But instead, when I say acceptance, what I mean is more in a technical sense. We're not trying to do away with the emotion, but we're simply acknowledging that the emotion is there. And also acknowledging the impact of the emotion. So acceptance is recognizing that it's there without trying to get rid of it. Well, great, how does that help? Well, sometimes there isn't anything we can do about the emotion, but it's still a difficult emotion, and it can get in our way unless we recognize that it's there. And the challenge with trying to get rid of that emotion is sometimes the more we fight an emotion, or the more we ignore the emotion, the bigger it seems to get. So when we accept it, we recognize it's there. So it doesn't hide, it doesn't pop up later in some way for us. And we're not just ignoring it, we know it's there. And with acceptance also comes acknowledging the impact it's having. So not just recognizing that the emotion is there, but maybe now I'm very concerned. Going back to the story of Jack that I've been referring to. Jack got the email from his boss. He knows he has a meeting coming up. Well, if he recognizes the concern for that and how that concern might be impacting him, might be distracting him. So maybe now is not the time to start a new project, or it's not the time to send an email to someone that might misinterpret it. Maybe you should wait till tomorrow if at all possible. By accepting, here's his concern and here's how it's impacting him, he can then make choices that are going to be helpful and productive for him. And from there, once you accept that emotion, then you can choose the course of action you want to take that will further your goals and further your values, what's important to you. So for Jack, if he's concerned but he enjoys his job, he wants to do well, just has no idea what this meeting is going to be about, by accepting that concern, he can choose how he performs that day. He can choose how he prepares for the meeting. He can choose if he lets it bother him or not. He can recognize, well, the meeting's going to happen one way or another. I'll just go about my day. I know I'm doing as good of a job as I can. So it's going to be what it's going to be. And I'll just go from there, and I'll plan to have the best meeting I can. Well, if that relieves some of that stress for him, then fantastic. It doesn't remove the situation, doesn't remove the impact of the situation, but it does change how he is interacting with that. And next week we will talk about how having a longer term plan and knowing what our goals and values are can help in managing difficult emotions.